This special tank is Churchill AVRE Petard. I know what you think, you want to make fun of the tank's name, but we are not doing that on this channel. This is a serious video. Before starting to use this tank, you have to get into one of the most scary places of War Thunder: keybind settings. Trust me, increasing sight distance adjustment speed is necessary to avoid frustration in battle later on. Only after that you can start the match. And immediately realize that avoiding frustration in battle later on was a joke, because this is where it all begins. As soon as you press the W, you'll realize that this tank is as slow as any other Churchill. The British heavy tank Churchill, I mean, not the person. But I don't know, maybe the person was slow as well. Luckily, this gives you plenty of time to adjust the sight in advance. As you probably can see by the numbers on the crosshair, tanks' projectiles are also Churchills. I mean slow. To be more specific, this is the slowest projectile in the entire game. Even if the target is within 100 meters, it's better to measure the distance before firing the cannon. If I miss my shots even after using the rangefinder, I'm afraid to find out what would happen if I wasn't measuring. The good thing is that if you do hit someone, that's a one-shot. If the enemy is further than 130 meters, you will have to get closer, because ironically, the cannon that fires the slowest projectile in the game cannot be elevated anymore, which technically makes this vehicle a melee tank. On a good note, unless you get up tiered, the majority of opponents will be powerless to damage this piece of metal and will dreadfully watch as Churchill slowly approaches. Opponents will be unable to do anything with their tiny cannons. Well, technically they can one-shot this tank if they hit the #1 demolition bomb while it's loaded into the cannon, but the good news are, most of the time tank's cannon is not loaded, because the reload is Churchill. I mean slow. The reload is slow, which means that nothing will stop you from... Okay, bombs can stop you, but other than that, nothing will stop Churchill from reaching the enemy respawn and staying here until the end of the match. It's not like opponents could do anything about it. They can't even penetrate this thing. And planes wouldn't risk bombing their own respawn, right? That would result in friendly fire. Well, maybe some of them would. In other words, this tank creates frustration for both teams. If you want to buy this tank just to research the British tech tree, don't.